Alright, going short NASDAQ here. Entering off of a inversion fair value gap. As well as a mitigation block. Price had consolidated prior to 8:30, and once we got that 8:30 news, added a second contract here, adjust my stop. Once we got that 8:30 news, it spooled up to the upside. So I saw that as classic accumulate and then manipulate, and I'm entering here off distribution during the 8:50 9:10 macro. We also have a couple of we have a prior new week opening gap below and a new day opening gap below that we had traded up to, but I'm more concerned about the upper quadrant of yesterday's premium wick that we traded up to. And so I'm looking for lower prices. The initial target that I eventually put as my limit target is London low, but I want to see us trade down to at least the lower quadrant of that premium wick from yesterday. I'd entered short prior to this and got stopped out, and then I accidentally entered buy, so I exited my position. So a little sloppy execution as my first attempt, but eventually got it right. So there I labeled a mitigation block. Yeah, all that price action from 3 till about 8:30 was just sideways to me. It was consolidation. So the minute we got that run up at 8:30, my eye was looking towards London lows, and just the end of that, the bottom of that consolidation as a draw. And that's where I set my limit order for the lower quadrant of yesterday's premium wick. So at this point I want to see price start to move below the halfway, the consequent encroachment of yesterday's premium wick. That's directly below, that's that thick black line directly below my entry. That run up from 8:30 looked really suspect for me. I had no intention of going long. Now for me, it looked like a classic, AMD accumulate from 4 to 8:30, manipulate at 8:30, and distribute at open. On the 15-minute, we have price starting to dig into that bullish fair value gap. I want to see us close below its consequent encroachment. And on the 5-minute, we also have a 5-minute BISI that I want to see price dig into. Extending forward a fair value gap that I want to see price use as resistance. I want to see closes in the lower half, and I want it to treat it as a inversion fair value gap. So here price is reluctant to kind of move up. We're making lower lows, lower highs. In my mind, I'm seeing this as buyers thinking it's a pullback and that we're going to continue higher. But what they don't realize is that the move to the upside had already happened, and smart money is firing in short orders to go short and attack their stops that are below that 8:30 a.m. low. Attack their sell stops. Their sell stops. Just marking 9:30 open. During that 8:50, 9:10 macro, I like to just mark a vertical line of 9:30 open just to remind myself that we're going to face some volatility. I remember this right here. I thought about entering a third contract short, but something I'm struggling with right now, not increasing my risk. I'm supposed to be trading with 1 micro, but just rule that I'm breaking. Strong displacement, taking out that low. And on the 5-minute, I want to see it continue to dig into that BISI. We're about 3 minutes from market open. We also have a old first presented fair value gap that I want to see pricing eat into as well and use as resistance. But I'm mostly focused on that 5-minute BISI. Adjust my risk. And at this point I move to break even. I'd rather be risk free at this point, being that we're a minute away from open. I don't want a nasty wick. Partial taken. Adjust my stop. And this is a point where I could have maybe got out the trade, or I'd at least move my stop a little bit more into profit, but I'm happy with the outcome regardless. I made money. See right there, I could have taken another partial maybe as it dug in towards that lower half of the lower quadrant of yesterday's premium wick. But eventually I get stopped out. Happy with my trade management. Got my partial. You know, I always say partials pay. It's good to reward yourself. Looking to get better at that though, obviously, with experience. And about to get stopped here. That's all she wrote.